Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're back. This is Drew Sitzwith. Tonight I'm joined by Laura Felix.
Hey.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
So I got introduced to you through Marco.
That's right.
How do you know him?
So we do stand-up. I was at one of the open mic shows, and we kind of connected from there.
Fun.
We started kind of giving each other feedback, good criticism, and just kind of going to open mics together.
Cool. Does he need a lot of criticism?
No. I mean, each comedian has like their own flair of how they want to do things. But if there's ever like questions or things that he was like, how did you feel about what I did there? Then,
Right.
Vice versa. It's just like all positive.
That's cool. How long have you been doing stand-up?
So I was initially an arts teacher, and after school program asked me if I could do anything like art, not art, but drama or improv. So then I started to Google and figure out how I can integrate activities, improv games.
Interesting.
And I decided to go to the second city and do some coaching for myself. So
Cool.
I've been doing that for over 4 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How do you like Second City?
I love it. That's where I started doing stand-up and getting into all these different creative outlets like improv, storytelling.
Yeah. That's awesome. What was the first class like?
The first class was very intimidating because I thought, they were just going to roast you off the bat. That was just the expectation going into it. But then once you're there, the professor really kind of guided you to be able to give you like prompts and activities. And then, all right, come up and do a small intro. So
That'd be so crazy. I would just be so nervous.
yeah, there's a lot of nerves. But then it's kind of like the nerves you experience on everyday life, just like, holy shit, there's a police behind me. I'm not doing anything, but maybe they notice something I don't, and like, am I going to get in trouble?
Yeah.
Or like the nerves you experience having a presentation at school. Like there's always those type of moments, but you kind of like, USA about it, push through it. And you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah. And then once you get that first laugh, you're like, okay, this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Everybody likes me. Okay, good. We're good. That's fun. Yeah, I've never done improv. I've never done stand-up either. I just do the podcast. So I'm really interested in it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I noticed some of your videos. You're like great at interviewing. And how did you start getting into
thank you.
doing podcasts?
Damn, you're going to flip the script on me.
Why not?
No, I started, I think this might be 3 years exactly. I'm at 156 or something like that. So every week for 3 years. Pretty good.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. But anyways, I just love podcasts. I listen to them forever. And I'm just with social media, obviously, you know how it is. It's like, it could happen. It's a lottery. It's like if I just keep trying, I keep working at it, like maybe I'll, get famous, get rich, right? So I would like to think I have a little bit of artistic integrity, and like the people that I'm interviewing, like people like you, I'm like, okay, I'm in this underground stand-up comedy scene in Chicago. Like, to me, that's just like fascinating, so interesting. Like, who are these people? What, like, so I'm not just trying to get rich and famous is my point, but like, I think it's interesting. So I wanted to do my own. I listen to, 10 podcasts probably, weekly. Like, I listen to every single episode. So it's like, why can't I have my own? Why can't I have my own show? I want to talk to these people. I want to interview interesting people. I want to do stuff. Ideally, I would travel with it. Like, if I could take this and like interview somebody across the country, across the world, really is what I really want to do. Nice. That would be my ideal like end game here. But what about you? What do you want to end up like? All your wildest dreams come true. What does your life look like?
Really? I had a magic wand and like everything. Their money's not an issue.
Movies, acting.
I mean, I definitely upgraded from like warehouse work and temp jobs.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm living the dream.
Teaching kids versus Amazon.
Right. Versus like warehouse Macy's when they had to have me like with the dolly and
oh my gosh,
the freaking mattress was 3 times the size as I was. And then you see a crackhead that's just trying to get a money for, his 1 day paycheck. It's like, hey, sweetie,
right.
Let me go help you out. It looks like you would have been a flapjack pancake in a minute here. He was right. But I didn't let him take me to Denny's.
Yeah.
But wildest dreams, I'd be directing music videos and, you know, having something that's edgy, humorous, and wholesome, where if artists were thinking of why they wrote a song, they wrote the song, and then we would visually represent that in some way. I've always loved watching them and figuring out like the aesthetics and the symbolism behind them.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of music videos can be weird.
But I never done one, so that would be the next big thing for me if I could.
Interesting. So actually like directing it is what you're saying, or like designing the concept of it?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
And then having people collaborate that are good at being the DP, or people that are good at sound design, and just bringing all the things together and those type of elements.
That's cool. Yeah, like I've heard of people doing like, is it a production company? Like basically like where you're sort of like you said, people come to you with an idea and then it's like you create it, whether it's commercial or a music video or something like that. Yeah, that's interesting.
That would be badass. But you know, thank you for generating that idea, because then it's like, oh, why not? The possibilities are.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the internet is, like YouTube channels. Like once you get big enough, like you kind of are making TV or making movies at this point. You know, it's like you have your own little team of people that edit it, and like you said, your DP and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. That's what's so cool about like the modern age, I guess, is like you can do it yourself, and that's why I started it. Anybody can do it.
Yeah, YouTube University. You don't know that shit? Google it or look it up.
That's how I've changed all the brakes on my cars.
Yeah.
Some old man in 2006 did the exact same thing, and it's like, oh shit, okay, cool.
Hey, you're like mechanic by midnight.
It's definitely midnight. Yeah. You ever? I was gonna say, have you worked in a car? But that's crazy. There's no chance you have.
Well, does changing a light bulb, like that's the little things
that counts? Yeah,
you know, putting oil, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't call myself like a
mechanic,
advanced expert on.
I feel like most girls don't even check their oil.
Yeah, that's true.
Or get an oil change.
I mean, kudos to the ones that do. I'm sure.
Well, of course,
they're probably banking from being able to do all those things that a lot of girls. That would be a fucking good ass business. You go to a mechanic shop and they don't rip you off because it's a woman-owned business.
Sure.
So anybody that's doing that, kudos to them.
I love that idea. Yeah.
And then they like do your nails while you're waiting.
That's
like,
even
do your hair.
better. That's great.
That would be awesome.
That's so good.
Women love multitasking.
Definitely. Plus, if you make everything pink, it's like boom, automatic glitter. You know, champagne or something. That sounds perfect. Like, have you ever heard of? Is it Curves? Isn't that like a gym for only women or something like that?
Oh, I
like
check that one out.
Men are like, prowling on the women at the gym, so it's like women only. It's kind of a good idea.
So I grew up in the 90s where like catcalling and like a lot of Mexican Hispanics, you're a middle school student walking from school, and not all men are creeps, by the way.
Right.
But there'd be, those few some that'd be like, hey, bonita, voltea, like, and then you're just like, keep straight, don't look. And now that I grown older, it's like, damn, where are the catcalling at? Like, I wouldn't mind a gym
with men looking at you.
At least a little bit. No.
So what's the? I've never heard that before.
So that's like catcalling, like to draw your attention.
Okay, I've heard of.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
Different synonym and sound effect.
Right. Interesting. But so that's not even catcalling. If it's a man talking to a kid, or you mean just kids your age?
No, you're right. It's like some perverted shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's crazy.
But I'm saying like as adults, then no one does that. So it's like, either people got better or just motherfuckers went to jail, which I hope.
Creeps should go to jail.
Absolutely.
But yeah, flirting I feel like is gone probably, right? Like if you're at a bar, some people are nervous. You're not going to like try to hit on a girl because you're worried about something happening. Or at work, we were just talking about this on the podcast that like a huge percentage of marriages were from meeting at work.
Oh, wow.
Where nowadays it's like 3%. Like nobody gets married from work anymore.
Yeah, you don't mix business with pleasure.
Right. Which I kind of agree with. Like,
yeah,
that is gross. Like a man hitting on a woman at work all day. That sucks if you're that woman.
Same department, that would be awkward.
Right. But at the same time, like you work with somebody all day, like of course you would fall in love with this person, right? Or of course you'd want to date this person because you're with her for 8 hours a day,
That's where the term work husband or the work wife comes from, and then can be problematic if there's already like a committed relationship there.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of flirting games, it reminds me. So teaching at different schools, for Chicago public schools, I noticed like there's levels of flirting. or different ways, I should say. So I'd go to like Chinatown, and one of the students that was a girl would take the guy's homework and do it for him. And I'm like, oh, that's her way of like making him know that she's interested in flirting.
Right.
But the other example is like I'd go to Lakeview, and like Madeline is telling her friend Samantha that Aiden's cute, and then they play this telephone game.
Right.
And then it gets back to his ears, and he just blush, and it's like, ew, I'm not interested. Or like girls have cooties, right?
Yeah.
But then there's the looks, like he's looking at me, I'm looking at her. Then you go to the south side of Chicago or like the west side, and the girls there, they're like, oh, you're so dumb, what the hell? And they like give the guy next and like slap him or play fight.
Right.
I'm like, okay.
But again, you're touching them, you're interacting with them. It's like you're still, yeah.
Yeah, there's still the girl I notice is always planting the seed. Whereas back in my day, it was like you just kind of look and do a little smile and look the other way, and then the guy will have to like, initiate or take the ownership or do something. Now it's more like girl power. They're the ones that are initiating.
Right. So is that better or is that worse?
It could be either one. I mean, for my generation, I'm not necessarily used to that, where it's more like we grew up where a los quinceaños you go to el baile, which is like the nightclub at 15 because you're a woman now.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, quinceañera, you're 15.
Yeah.
It's like,
insane. You're still in freaking high school.
Yeah. But did that have the same connotation as like a girl turning 18?
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
So now you're allowed to dance, and when you go to these dances,
okay,
men approach you.
You're able to be approached now that you're 15. Okay.
Yeah, back in my day, I don't know how stuff is now.
You're acting like you're so old. What are you talking about?
I'm part of that 30 and up club, and I can't wait to make it to 40.
Good.
And so then the guy will come, and then they're like, ¿Quieres bailar? And then you kind of look up, and you're like, no. Look the other way. Or if he's cute enough, and you're like, oh, he looks like he has some rhythm to him. You get up, you push your chairs in, you give your girls like a little look, and then you go dance. I'm not too sure if that happens anymore. I don't think it does as much as it used to go on like in my era. I also don't be like at nightclubs or bailes as much anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Past 10 p.m. it's like, all right, it's time to go to bed.
And you're excited to go to bed.
Oh, yes.
You're looking forward to it all day.
That's the only thing. You're like, I'm going to get a power nap in. And then you don't, and you're like, okay, it's gonna get me till 10 p.m. then.
Nap. I would love a nap. Yeah, I'm terrible at dancing, and that was always terrifying to me, like going to nightclubs. Not that I really did that very often or whatever, but I've also been with my fiance forever, so very few times that was even an option. But it's just like so nerve-wracking. Like I don't know, or I feel like Latin people or Black people have definitely more rhythm. Obviously, like that's kind of cliche now, but like. I don't know. I feel like just white people never got taught how to dance. I don't know. Were you like as a kid, like were your parents like showing you how to dance?
Yeah, I guess like when Brody goes to soccer practice and baseball league, like we are too broke, so we're like house parties and backyard parties.
Right.
And like,
there's a little bit more barbecue dancing going on. Okay.
Right. Or like even in the living room, like we'll put on a talent show just because motherfuckers are over. Like show your tia what you could do, what you were showing me on Saturday.
Right,
like let her know that you can echarte una ronca or can cantarte un corrido or like, sing a song or like do a yodel in Mexican yodel. Or like
That's
do
fun.
a little like my mama would be like taking me to picnics and it'd be like dance competitions and she's like go up there and I'm like no, like that looks too intimidating. There's so many competitors.
There's gonna be other girls your age here. You gotta show off.
It would be like spur of the moment thing. It's just like oh okay. Well, should I show them how I dance? Bomba para bailar esto es una bomba, which is not an age appropriate like song, but it's like fuck it, just go in over there and shake ass.
That's
like,
funny.
All right.
I feel like my sisters would do that too. Like that was like a big thing. Like,
so they have rhythm.
no. No, but it'd be like you still put on a little routine for the company that's over or something, or like I was gonna say, like if you're trying to like get your parents to like let you have a sleepover or something, it'd be like, oh mom, we're gonna do like a cheerleading routine. You know,
you gotta get in their good graces.
Exactly, you gotta try to like do something to like make them. And of course, your parents are like, whatever, yeah, we don't care. You know, but, that was kind of a thing. But yeah, dancing, I don't know, I just never got it. Also, I'm so tall and like I'm not coordinated, like sports are not my thing, and so I just feel like that maybe is part of it too. Like I'm so big, I don't know how to like.
What was one
move my body
extracurricular thing you were really good at?
Nothing. No, I played lacrosse, which is also the most whitest boy sport of all time.
Hey, own it.
Right, of course. I used to love to draw when I was a kid, but like really? I kind of totally stopped. Like middle school is kind of like I just like stopped drawing, but like I used to love to like doodle and do that sort of stuff.
What kind of like cartoon shows or what kind of things did you use?
Yeah, cartoon stuff. I love to draw like knights and stuff, or like you know like fighter guys, or like you know army guys and stuff. But when I went to high school, my best friend was like really good at drawing and like art and stuff. And it was almost like he was the art guy. Like I couldn't do it. I don't know if that's weird to say, but
no, I get it.
It was like, that was like his thing.
You're like, I don't want to step on your toes.
Yeah, I don't want to take your shit. Yeah. Also, if it's like my thing sucks compared to yours, it's like, well, you know.
I'll bury mine.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? What did you do in high school or as a kid?
So I was never much of a drawer until I started, you know, developing that more later on in college and in adult life. High school, I was good at working and having many jobs. No, I'm serious. Like, like now, it's easier to get like any type of job. But back then, I was 14. I was like, damn, I really want to work at McDonald's. Like, so
why?
bad.
What?
Like you had to go through school and get a permit and all this and then apply. And then the McDonald's manager was like, no, you're not worthy enough. You're too young.
Okay.
I was so devastated. And yeah, luckily one of my cool homegirls that she's one of my best friends that I still to this day have a really great friendship with. She was always so motivating. Like she had a job before any of us. And it was like, you know, there's levels to this type of game. So she's like, this is what you got to know. You go up there, you fake it till you make it. And you bring a resume, you have a business card. And this is like Texas Roadhouse.
Right.
And then you tell them you love everything about the story and like the restaurant, tell them what you know already. So then I'm like, yeah, I love that people throw peanuts up here. And the manager was like, uh-huh. And I couldn't memorize any of the table numbers for shit. Like I'd get so nervous. I was like, oh my God, where do I go? So she's like having a little pep talk with me. It's like, my reputation's on the line here.
Whoa.
And no, this is serious business. Like, and you know, tough love, because we Latinas, we don't sugarcoat shit, which I love. And she's like, we're going to memorize these tables by the end of the night. And you're not going to get fired, because that's what everybody's saying.
Oh my God.
And I referred you, so that can't happen over here. And I'm like, all right. And it was just like
this is your friend?
Yeah.
This is telling you. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we got all that shit. She's like, all right, I'm going to quiz you. And we're in the back whenever we got a chance, and she's quizzing me. So the next time they're like, Laura, it's your turn to take a party of 6, which was like, holy shit.
Yeah, well, that's crazy.
Take them to so-and-so's section. And I was like, all right, I got this. Maritza coached me well. And there we go. And then I was like, hell yeah, I aced that shit.
That's awesome.
Can't fire my ass.
Yeah.
So in high school, I was really good at keeping jobs after a while.
Oh, nice. Did you stay with the service industry, food?
I did for all through high school and then through college.
Nice.
So that was fun. And then I got to know like their secret recipe to make butter, take that shit home.
Right, of course.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, you know, extra cash to go to the nightclubs.
Oh, of course.
You know, Mexicans, we always try to help our parents out.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, we know the utility bills are coming. Like, what can I do to help? It's just like a first generation type of thing.
With restaurants, it's like the built-in friend group too. Like there's all these people. Sometimes you hate the people you work with, but at a restaurant, I feel like it's a lot more people closer to your age. It's kind of like a younger person's thing. And like, so obviously you make a lot of friends that way. But.
Yeah, absolutely. And you push through barriers, because on the east side of Aurora, it's predominantly like a Mexican neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were working with kids that were going to like Neuqua Valley or Naperville North.
Right, because Aurora touches Naperville, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you got like the complete opposite, basically, like just totally spoiled rich kids, and then it's like very immigrant heavy neighborhood, right? Obviously.
Yeah, you nailed that well. So then, then being able to find similarities in each other and
of course,
knowing things that we both enjoy, like everybody likes to party no matter what.
That's true.
And so like, even, you know, you're invited to the carne asada and then these white kids come into like the hood and they're like, you know, having fun with us and not being any type of like, oh, I want to see how people are here, but like very just connected and more of a unity thing.
Also, when you're kids, you're not even like aware of any sort of reason why you shouldn't be there or whatever. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, my friend invited me to the party. You know, you're just going to the party. So I totally understand. I went to multiple quinceañeras when I was in high school, so I totally understand what you're talking about. But
how did you feel when you witnessed the first one? Like, what was some of your observations that you weren't used to? It's
just like, it's the same thing. You know, I knew, and I also knew a fair amount of Hispanic people growing up or whatever. So it wasn't like that foreign to me, I guess. But, but no, it's a big party. Obviously, like the food. I grew up with Mexican food, so it's not like that crazy. You know, people try to act like it's so different, but it's really not. But yeah, just the people. Obviously, a lot of people speaking Spanish, right? So that's different. But the first one I went to I was like with a bigger group of people from our school. So the party was sort of split, right, between like her friends from school and then you know, the family. So, but no, it was fun. By the end of the night, I was dancing with a big cowboy hat on and stuff, and people were going crazy. So it was fun, of course.
So you're the cool white kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was a cool white kid, or the nerdy, lanky kid. But I actually grew up with my aunt and uncle, my dad's brother and sister, both married Filipino people.
Oh, okay.
Just for whatever reason, they both. So I grew up going to a lot of Filipino parties and things like that, right? So like that was almost like my culture shock of like, okay, this is totally different than anything. They always do like these pig roasts and stuff, and like just different kinds of food and music, and yeah, totally fun. So my point being, a quinceañera was fucking nothing by the time I was 15.
You're like, I already mastered this. No, that's awesome. And Filipino culture, Vietnamese culture, a lot of the Hispanic is pretty similar in things that
totally.
We just season and cook our stuff a little longer, a little differently.
Yeah. I do hate that is like a stereotype of white people that they don't season their food, but it is also true. Like that is very true. And Cheryl will have a very underseasoned piece of chicken. You know, like you're just like,
hey, her glucose might be acting up. You never know. Diabetes reasons. You know, you got to watch the sodium and sugar in moderation. So
yeah, that's true.
But no, white people put me on some different type of food that I would never think to try, like cheese curds.
Incredible.
Wisconsin cheese curds. Oh my god.
Incredible.
With ranch dipping. I thought like it needed ketchup or something.
Right. Which. Ketchup is a distant second to ranch for dipping in curds, but it is weird. It's like cream with cheese. It seems weird, but it's delicious.
It's delicious. And so then, speaking of ketchup, like mixing it with mayo, making blossom sauce. Yeah, and like you dip that shit on everything.
That's true. I guess I've never done that myself, but that does sound like a great idea.
Yeah, like it's similar to any creamy chipotle.
Right.
I learned that through food service. It's just
right, or like Thousand Island dressing, or like special sauce from McDonald's.
Yeah, special sauce. It's just a blend of whatever's in the fridge.
Yeah. Do you cook at all?
I love to cook.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. What do people tell you make the best?
I don't really make food for a lot of people, but I love to make a shepherd's pie, which is also like the whitest thing of all time.
No. It has its history. Tell me more.
All right, so a shepherd's pie traditionally would be like lamb, which I don't do. I just do ground beef. But basically, so I got this big cast iron skillet, right?
Okay.
And then you have to make like the sauce, right? So it's like red wine and onions and garlic and stuff, and you're sort of building this whole thing.
Sounds
and then
fragrant.
The ground meat. Oh yeah, exactly. And then so basically, it's like a layer of the meat and like sort of ground meat sort of thing, and then you have like peas and carrots, right? They go into chopped peas and carrots, right? And then you put on top of it like a layer of mashed potatoes, okay? So that's all cooked all day, so it's like really flavorful and like soft and right. Then you put that in the oven for a little bit, so then it gets like a sort of a crispy layer on top of the mashed potatoes. So then when you scoop into it, it's almost like lasagna piece of like layered sort of, I don't know, really good.
It has its art form because having crusty or crispy layers is always something that you kind of indulge in more, but then having like a soft middle, it just sounds really tasty.
That's awesome.
Is that more like for like St. Patty's or any type of season?
That would be like an Irish St. Patrick's Day thing. Like right now, it's getting a little bit colder. Like this is kind of shepherd's pie season for sure. You're not going to eat it on the 4th of July for sure.
What are other fall favorites for food?
Chili.
Oh yeah, chili and cornbread is amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Is that a white thing or is that just an American
thing? Mean, I think it's just because Southern, like.
True. That's like a Texas kind of thing. That could be Tex-Mex. Chili could definitely be Tex-Mex. Yeah,
I feel like everybody puts their own flair to chili.
Right. Yours might just be a little bit spicier than mine.
Well, we have like picadillo, which is like a stew of ground beef.
Okay.
And then you could add like vegetables to it. What's similar to chili?
What about pozole?
Oh, pozole is badass.
That's like just like a soup, right? That's like tomato soup.
Yeah, it's definitely a broth with a stew. So it could be either like a lot of people love el pozole de puerco de chile rojo, which is pork meat, but then you can replace it with beef instead.
Okay.
But it's like the red kind.
Gotcha.
There's the one de chile verde, so it's just the green one instead.
Right.
And then some people like to shred chicken and do the pozole that way instead. You're trying to eat healthier, or maybe your budget is a little low for groceries that week. Then you're like, all right, we're not going to do pork meat or
we're
beef.
doing chicken. Yeah.
We're doing chicken. Yeah.
What about this soup? And maybe this is just pozole, but it's like the little like noodles that are like almost like flower shaped, like a little star. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. So
it's like red with like the little noodles.
So I forget the brand, but I think it's costeña. Oh shit, I have this in my food pantry, but it's different. Like you have the little star shapes, you have the melon seed shapes.
Okay.
And there's all these shapes of soup, but really it's like easiest food meals to make. You know, everybody has like the week you don't really feel like cooking.
Right.
So then you saute the noodle, get it a little bit brownish. You add some onion and Roma tomatoes, and then season it, add your broth, and then you put your chicken bouillon. Then you can dice some potatoes or add some beans, add some little queso fresco.
That's pretty complex, actually. You're saying this is easy, but...
No, this is like easy day or like a broke day. Like, yeah, just throw some noodles.
I was just talking to my buddy Danny. He's a painter at work, and but he's Hispanic, and he was saying that he's like, my wife made tamales last night, because he was asking, well, we're gonna make for dinner tonight, blah blah. And he's like, my wife made tamales yesterday. I'm like, oh, wow, that's pretty like labor intensive, right?
Yeah.
He's like, she was working all day. Yeah. I was like, was it worth it? It's like, they were great, but he's like, I told her like, you don't have to do that all the time. Like that's a lot, you know.
She takes it upon herself and then acts mad later on.
Exactly right. I don't know if she was mad, but yeah, exactly. It's like he's like, you don't have to do all this, but. Because I was like, oh, what are you making tonight? And he's like, I'm not cooking. She's, you know, I don't know. It's a surprise every day, you know, so that was kind of fun.
That's awesome. That's how they last, how Mexicans last. It's just, if you
true.
Continue cooking, if you continue being a provider, then...
Right. Making them happy, yeah. Making each other happy, I should say.
Yeah.
He's very religious and goes to church all the time and always talks to me about it. And he's like, I guess there's like some pastor in town or whatever from a different, whatever. And he's like, it's all about like marriage or like family counseling or something like that. But
oh, yeah. I know exactly what he's talking about. So they're about to get married, right?
No, he's been married. He's like 45 probably. He's a grown up.
Okay.
But it's like a church wide thing. Like it's like how to like teach your family to like be stronger together or something. It wasn't marriage counseling. That was probably a wrong way to say it, but I don't know. He's basically just like, it's like every day this weekend they're going to go to church and like learn from this guy about like how to like help each other and like make, you know, handle arguments the right way, I guess. I don't know, but
I guess you always do give it the best advice when you're single to like married people or like.
That's true. This guy's like, yeah,
he's
this
like,
is
hey,
how
I'm
you
living
do it.
the dream, but like outside looking in, y'all need to fix this or work on that.
That is so funny.
In the name of the Lord Jesus.
I heard that priests like back in the day could get married, like when like Christianity first started or whatever, right? But the religion was early, whatever. They could have families and stuff, right? But then what happened was, you know, like in the year 1000 or whatever, nobody could read except for the priest, basically, right? So then the priest was the only guy that could like read from the Bible and like tell you what's going on, and like so, and also there's no TikTok, there's no TV, there's no, right? So like going to church was like a thing, right? Like there was like the event of the week, right?
True.
Like think about that. Like you're a peasant living in the farm, and then like you go to church once a week, right? So basically what happened was the priests became like rock stars, right? They're like the famous guy in town, right? Think about it. You talk to everybody, listens to you, like people look up, right? So anyways, basically these priests were like banging all the women in the town. And so it got to the point where it was like,
They had
hey,
like groupies.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, no one's getting married. You can't have sex at all. Like they just like shut everything down, which is kind of a funny thing. And you'd hope that like nowadays that wouldn't really happen. And like, I don't know, but maybe. I'm sure there's plenty of pastors in like not Catholic churches that have families and still probably are sleeping with the congregation, but it's kind of funny.
So they probably have to confess to another pastor about their doings, or
Yeah, I bet they do that.
on poker night or something.
Priest can't gamble. What are you talking about, poker night?
Civilian outfits or
That's a funny image. It's like a bunch of priests with like the little collar thing, and they're all smoking cigars, playing poker.
yeah, they have a fantasy football thing too going on.
Exactly. It's like Sunday nights. Yeah, they're watching football.
They have their own app.
Do you gamble at all?
No, I steer clear. Last time I gambled, I went with my grandma, and she's 90 years old now.
Oh my gosh.
And she's not the grandma, because I thought this was a good idea to bring a grandma to a social, like an outing. Like you're going to meet other people your age.
Sure.
You're going to have fun. You're going to see lots of lights. People your age love coming here.
Old people do love gambling. That's true.
Mm-hmm. She was pissed. She's put that $20 in there, and she's like, wait a minute. I'm not seeing my return in investments here. So she's like, let's get out of here. And I'm like, yeah, it's true.
So she lost $20 and you guys left?
Yeah, pretty much. I got her a piña colada, and she got a headache and brain freeze. But I like hanging out with my grandma.
That's so fun. That's awesome. I know I don't gamble at all. I have a lot of guys on the show, right? And so a lot of young men nowadays are like addicted to sports betting, right? Mm-hmm. So we talk about gambling a lot, but one of my buddies just won. He sent in our group chat like 4 bets, and they were all over like $5,000 winning. And we're like, oh, fuck, this is bad.
How did that end?
All he's going to do is just gamble it all the way, you know? So I don't know. This was like last week, so we'll see what happens, but
stay tuned.
I know. And everyone's like, oh my God, that's awesome. You're like, good for you and stuff. But I'm just like,
That's where you need the Mexican, Chicana, Latina to come and give you the harsh truth.
That's true.
Need to reel it in. Get your shit together.
His wife needs to take all the money and say, okay, you get $100 to bet next week.
Yeah, budgeting.
Save all of it. Yeah. Back to stand-up. What shows are you doing? Do you come out to the city? Are you mostly in Aurora? Because obviously, like Aurora is like, I think it's like the most populated city outside of Chicago, like in the suburbs. Like that's like the biggest, like, so that's like its own scene, I would assume, right?
Yeah, so it's the City of Lights, even though the motherfuckers be still flickering and shit. Is
that your opening line?
No, it's just the truth. And but no, I started doing stand-up more so on the east side of Chicago where I was living in the past. So going to like,
there's an east side of Chicago,
so it's kind of like border Hammond, Indiana,
right? Okay, of course.
And then you have South Shore neighborhood, and then there's like Hyde Park, where you're not. Hyde Park is a nice area for being closer to the lake. But yeah, there's underground cafes and open mics there. And then you kind of venture out. So then I started doing more stand-up there, and then I was scared to go to like Wrigleyville and do stand-up in like white neighborhoods.
All the people that I have on are all North Side comedians, so that's interesting that you're opposite scene.
I wasn't intimidated by Black and Mexican folk because that's, you know, my comfort and who I grew up around majority of my life. But then, yeah, it's good to venture out to different neighborhoods, and everybody's welcoming in each one. Yeah.
And that's the other thing, right? Like I've had people on talking about like, oh, the first time I went to a South Side all black show, it's like, that's intimidating, right? But it's funny to hear that a Latina would be worried about going to Wrigleyville. Like
it's all love either way.
It's so like, funny to me that like you would be worried about that. Like,
yeah, it was like, oh my God, they go.
Everybody's the same, right? That's really what this is coming down to. That's what I've learned about this show. It's just like everybody's the same.
It's all love, yeah, and it's just kind of pushing through those fears and expectations that are not real.
But now that those expectations aren't real, or whatever you just said, what are the differences? Because clearly there's differences between the two rooms.
Yeah, no, there's huge differences. The way they show love, so people will laugh if it's funny, you know, and I think that's one of the similarities, but the way they laugh is different. Mexicans, if they start putting their beer on the side and like not wanting to drink it because they about to spit it out, or they start spitting it out, then you know that shit hit. When there's groans and motherfuckers flick you off, it's like, yeah, I know I got the controversial laugh, or
right.
That I love those type of stuff too.
You keep saying that you're like this edgy comedian stuff, but like you haven't been edgy at all since you've been on here. I'm expecting like hardcore, you know.
Really?
What do you think? What's your style? What are your kinds of jokes?
Just kind of stories of how I grew up. So like going to sell candy in the 4th grade and almost getting arrested and confused for a prostitute. What else happened? Oh, being in the back of an 84 Dorado. And like, you know, the show Cheaters?
Sure, yeah.
It was like daytime television.
Yeah, you catch your boyfriend cheating on you, yeah.
Yeah, and you have like Hey Arnold or like Arthur, WTTW11. And then there's like Jerry Springer, Maury, right. And Cheaters.
Yeah.
So all those were my favorite shows, especially when I was not at school. And so I really thought I could be like a Laura Greco with like a fake video camera that was just pretend. And like investigating people and seeing what their whereabouts were.
That's funny. What's Greco? What is that?
That was a host. His name was Joey Greco.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I really thought like I could be the host of my own Cheaters.
Okay. You should do a show like that now. Even if it's fake, you could like make a skit about it or something.
That'd be perfect.
That's a fun idea. I see this girl on TikTok who she has TikTok Live, and it's called Loyalty Test.
Oh.
So she's on TikTok Live, and all she does is just the camera's on her face, and she just has her phone. You pay her money, and she calls your boyfriend, and basically just goes like, "Hey, like I saw you online or whatever," and just to see, right? Like, are you gonna cheat on her or not? But what a great idea!
Yeah, give me more.
I don't watch it. I've just seen it a couple times where I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious, you know?
That is fun.
And this girl's like, you know, huge lashes and like long nails and stuff. She's like, I'm going to see if you're man. You know, she's got this whole kind of like character thing going. It's really funny, but you could totally do that. Like you could like make your own thing, or like, again, you get some comedian buddies and like, you know, you have him like on a fake date or something with like a torta or something, like whatever the punchline is.
Oh yeah.
Is that controversial? Did I just said that? Because I had another girl on that said that I was like a big deal. Is that mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I do that. That's so funny.
Which I used to be a fodonga. Like, don't get me wrong.
What the fuck is that?
A fodonga is like a bum. Like I was looking like a bum. Like no makeup, my hair wasn't done. And then I went from like fodonga to fierra, and I had to kind of learn cosmetic tips and like hair stuff, because I grew up around boys, so like my cousins and my brothers, and yes, there was women in my family, my mom and my aunts, but then I was never like interested in getting girly stuff or doing like a pink hair salon or nail beauty shop. But then as I aged and I grew more mature and older, and I kind of wanted to dabble and be more interested in. But then there's also moments where you feel like shit and you don't feel like dressing up nice and you want to look like shit.
That's so funny.
And so, yeah,
how old do you think you were? Like high school or younger?
So it kind of went through like ebb and flows, because like I was really just young child, elementary school, you know, my mom would dress me up all girly. But then in middle school, I would just wear a uniform and like a hair bun or ponytail and kind of be a little bit more tomboyish. And then you get to high school where like, okay, you want to get your braids in or your ponytails and stuff. So it came in little dosages.
And that goes back to when you're like a little kid, like you said, the girls, you know, whispering to the boys or whatever. It's like the older you get, the more you're like, oh, I like boys. I want boys to like me. So I want to look attractive. Yeah. Just like going to the gym, all that stuff. But so if people, going back to that, if men did start catcalling women more, do you think that would be a big deal? Or do you think that would be like going back to just like, okay, this is how everything used to be? It's like a, you know.
everything comes with the balance. You just have to figure out how to make it age appropriate, obviously.
Well, that's definitely key.
For like your age range. Don't be catcalling, someone that's still in middle school.
That's crazy.
So I'm glad that's over and done with and can be criminalized.
And I think that kind of is. I think we kind of flushed that out. I think that's like, okay, clearly pedophilia is different than just hitting on your coworker.
Yeah, and not every guy is like that. Is not what I'm saying. But definitely like there's people that I remember walking from school and experienced some type of those things. So they weren't making me comfortable at the time. But now as you age, you kind of want someone to pay you a compliment or, just but make it in a very, like, don't be a creep still.
When I was a little kid, I remember my mom, like if we were in the car together, this happened a couple times where we'd be like at a red light or something. She'd be like, this creep or something. And then the light would change, then we just drive. But basically like some guy was like staring at my mom, like in the, while he was driving.
Forward.
Right. And so again, not really catcalling, like walking the sidewalk, but similar thing of like the guy's like, you're hot, I'm gonna look at you, like that's, but she was like uncomfortable, like, oh my God. And this happened a handful of times. And again, nothing serious. I'm sure she probably forgot about it or whatever, but just like as a kid, I'm like, okay, don't do that.
Yeah, no, and it's having that social awareness. Like if the girl's not feeling it, you're not gonna persist to be bug eye over her or do something that, she already shut you down, so.
But if you walk past her and you kind of make a face and then she turns back and makes a face, I was like, okay, maybe there is something going on here.
You gotta still, tango a little bit.
Isn't that so funny? That's like how animals are too. It's like two dogs like sniffing each other's butt. It's like you're doing the exact same thing. Does she like me? Does she not like me?
My mom's pretty hot too. So like growing up.
Hey, I never said my mom was hot. That's crazy to put those words in my mouth.
And so like guys would hit on her even when she had like her children with her. But she always knew, like I liked the way she shut men down and had her loyalty to my dad and would just
that's another good lesson to learn.
Yeah, because you're young, you don't really understand what's going on, and like back in the day she was still learning how to drive, and so before then we had to take like the Aurora Pace bus.
Oh geez.
And it's like,
how was that growing up? That's crazy.
It was fun. I got to pull the yellow string. So I loved it. I memorized some routes back in the day. I can't tell you what bus route is now, but you evolve and you're appreciative. Like, first we started off with the bike, and then some days we just walked, or some days, you get to the bus, and then other days, now we got a little 4-door,
That's pretty cool.
And so you upgrade, and there's appreciation to each level.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sure you driving your car in traffic today, you weren't like, fuck this. You're like, man, I'm not on a bus right now.
Yeah. No, there's a little frustration because you're trying to like, stretch or, but you find ways to entertain yourself in traffic, like snacks and dinner. Just eat your dinner at every red light. Pack that shit. And then like do karaoke, like car karaoke.
Of course. Nothing better than singing at the top of your lungs while you're driving, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like peak.
And then you have to pay attention because it's like, you could get so into it that you miss your exits, or like, you don't know where to turn, so you keep going straight, and it's like, oh, my turn was over there. Mm-hmm. But luckily, that didn't happen today.
Good save. No, I drive a lot for work, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But
do you like driving for work? Do you get to like explore different things that you didn't see before?
Yeah, I did a lot of in high school. In high school, I worked as like a delivery guy for like a couple pizza places, and a couple Chinese spots too. I ended up working with this lady who was like, it was like right before Uber Eats became like a thing.
Oh yeah.
So like there was this main lady who like had relationships with like different restaurants like around like the Chicago area. So then it'd be like, tonight you're going to this place, and tonight you're going to this place, and so. Anyways, so that was like my job. Like during school, I would like do this, like, whatever.
So did you have to print like MapQuest directions too?
No, I'm not that old. But
see there.
No, I did have my phone. I still,
I
had GPS. But what was I going to say? Point being, I drove a lot doing that, obviously, and so I do have like an appreciate. I like it. I like driving, and it's cool, and I like the rush and like the feeling of like, okay, I got to get here, I got to get this, and then go here, and like it's interesting to me.
It's like levels, accomplishing the deliveries in the different spots.
Right. Okay. I'm hoping for 10 deliveries tonight. I'm on number 7. It's like there's like, you're ticking things off the box. And then it's also kind of like a lottery of like, maybe this guy's gonna give me a big tip. Maybe this guy's not gonna give me a big tip. You know, it's like you're going back and forth. Also, the whole time I was like smoking weed and like, you know, fucking around. And, you know, it's like.
So you're like, I feel like I'm not really working, but I'm still getting paid.
Totally. Yeah. And then again, I was working for this lady. So it was like, I was kind of like, also it was all cash. So it was like kind of freelance. Like if this restaurant, like he wasn't my boss, I was working for him that night, but like, you know, if he was mad at me, I didn't give a shit. You know, I was like, who cares? I'm going on to the next place tomorrow.
Like, I have no boss.
Right. So it was like this freeing feeling of like, fuck, I can do whatever I want. So anyways, I like to drive because of that. But so now I work like in the same, all the towns like up the coast of Lake Michigan is kind of like where I work. So there's like 5 or 6 like towns that I'm kind of always in, and I'm taking like the same kind of roads and stuff. So I've been doing it for years, but it is cool to still like go through different neighborhoods or like see different things. Like, oh, this restaurant open. You know, I like driving around in the different towns. So yes.
Do you ever save any restaurants you notice while you're out, or?
Oh, of course, yeah.
What's like your favorite one to go to if you were to celebrate something big around Evanston?
So it's called Tapas Barcelona.
Oh.
It's like a Spanish restaurant, not Mexican, Spanish, right? So it's a little different. But so like the menu, you order small plates of things. So that's what tapas is. Like in Spain, I guess they do this, but so it's cool. So it's like you order a bunch of small things, and then like if we have like a big group of people, it's fun because then it's like everybody gets to try all the different stuff, and like, okay, I'll pick 2 things, you pick 2 things. It's kind of like sushi almost, like where it's like everybody kind of eats communally, which is fun. There's this French restaurant that I've never been to yet. It's called Le Tour. And so we're sort of saving that for like a fancy night out, like whenever like someone's birthday or something, or like an anniversary or something, but we haven't been there yet. But
there you go. And what's like the casual one that you like, no matter what, you know, that's your regular, it's going to hit?
There's a place right around the corner that used to be a firehouse that they turned into like a bar and grill kind of thing. So it's like they have pizza, wings, burgers. It's like American food. So that's probably like my go-to spot. She hates going there because we've been there 100 times. So she's like, let's go somewhere else.
Pick something new. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of like the local, you know, bar kind of place, which is fun. What about you? Do you have any cool spots?
I'm a big foodie, so I love anything that's seafood, mariscos. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, soul food, Cajun, tacos. Can't go wrong. Okay, here's the thing with tacos, and I had this bright analysis. When you go and they give you the chips and the salsa dip, and then sometimes you order a guacamole to start out with. We get horchata like to drink, which is rice water with cinnamon. If that doesn't taste good, your tacos are gonna be not good. Or like if your chips are like stale and the salsa is like, this is disgusting. If they can't make that right, then there's no artwork to any of the food.
Right, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. You never come back there.
I feel like Mexican restaurants are like, most cooks in every restaurant, whatever kind of food it is, they're probably Mexican, right? That's a fair statement.
Yeah, and we're proud of it because like you go to a sushi spot and just because he look a little like, you know, Oriental, then
Chicano.
Chinito, then he might just throw him back there and show him how to make.
That is so funny. Think about that. A sushi restaurant, there's probably some Japanese people.
Yeah.
But there's definitely at least one Mexican dude who's got the headband on who just kind of looks Chinese.
And hey, he could throw down.
And then, right, he can make the sushi roll the fastest or whatever.
Yeah, and then he'll have like a breakfast job in the morning where he's making over there like flapjacks and waffles or French toast and throwing your shrimp and grits for you.
Right. But so my point was, most cooks in America are Mexican. So if you go to a Mexican restaurant that's shitty, they don't give a fuck at all. Right? If the best cooks are Mexican and the Mexican food is bad, I mean, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was somebody's like family business idea.
Yes, that's what it was.
Like no one wanted to shut it down, and they're going with it, and so they're just gonna have to learn the hard way. Right,
they have enough customers that kind of keep them floating through.
Right, it's just family only, so that's all who comes to support.
Let me look at the cameras just to make sure we're still rolling. I'm sorry, we're at 50 minutes, so we're almost done. But you want to go to the bathroom, or you good?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, let me just...
Oh no, you're good. I love how organized and timed you are. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's how everybody describes me, as organized.
Yeah, that's good. How would you describe yourself?
Handsome, good looking, modest.
I'm sure your fiance says the same things then.
I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. How would you describe yourself? I'll put it on to you.
Yeah. 5'3", from Zacatecas, Chicana, from the east side of Aurora. Creative, observational, and I try to have a filter on and, tone myself down a lot more since, working office jobs and corporate
True,
stuff.
yeah, you are corporate.
But definitely, like, in my head, I'm probably like saying a bunch of shit. and all in good form, just to be able to get through the day, or and nothing bad, just kind of like funny, humorous interactions where you have with like customer service or the Karens of the world that you interact with. There's always something.
That's awesome. Did everybody tell you that you were funny growing up?
No, because there's a lot of comedians in my family just naturally that don't do stand up.
Right.
They and everybody in the Hispanic Mexican culture just roast each other.
Totally.
So the one that roasts each other the most, you kind of look at that person as a funny one. Mm-hmm. My grandpa from my dad's side, he definitely had nicknames for everybody. A lot of drunk uncles have a lot of shit to say.
Definitely.
I was told that I was found in the river and adopted by my parents, which is kind of like normal stories that every child grows up with.
Yeah.
Like fucked up drunk uncles or shitty siblings.
Yeah.
In the moment, you do that kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah.
But because my mom's skin tone is caramel and my dad is very like güerito, like light skin.
Yeah.
I really believe what my drunk uncle was telling me. Like, damn, you're not so-and-so's daughter, because why are you at this cookout?
Damn.
And he really wanted to ban me from the cookout. Like, we need to find her real parents. He was concerned.
Of course.
Like, she can't just wander into here.
Right, you're not supposed to be here.
And then sure enough, I was like, damn, they really be lying to me all this time. And then he was like roasting me like throughout the cookout. And then every time I saw him, he had like a new insult or something new that he was like coming up with. And that's a form of love. If you don't get roasted, they don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
but as a child, your entire world is changing, and you're like, "What is this? Nothing. No, this is real, Mom. Are you my real mom?"
Yeah, I was like, "Put your hand next to my hand, and I want explanations."
That's so funny. I told you all my cousins are Filipino, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So one time when we were really little, I've only heard this story, but my sister was like, "Mom and Dad, how come Ethan is brown?" Right? And it was like, oh my God, like, what? It's okay, and he's different because they're kind of trying to explain it. She's like, yeah, like I'm blue, but like he's brown, and she's like, what? And then she's talking about the eye color, right? Oh. So I was like, oh my God.
They're like, phew.
Right.
It was
just like one
bad.
of those things,
Yeah.
Okay, well, it wasn't that serious. It was just like, but, I always thought that was hilarious. Like, again, everybody's the same. It's really not that different, right? It's just like little things, but.
And embracing those type of differences, because you might have like
of course.
Like, I'm trying to think, what's a good example? Oh, you ever meet like an uncle that's really reserved and like he doesn't have a lot to say, but the one...
Sadly, no.
Or a family member that sometimes they drop like, or friends that have like a gem of knowledge and they don't say much, but when they do talk, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
That shit was deep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pair it with their brother that has a bunch of shit to say, and none of it is like useful. To say, yeah.
Right. That's so funny. So how big was your family?
Oh, damn. We going there. Oh. So my mom, 14 brothers and sisters.
Oh my God.
And my dad, give or take, around 13, I believe.
Oh my God.
And I'm probably wrong because I'm not remembering. And everybody's scattered around. So Chicago, suburbs, California, Colorado,
Wow.
Arizona. If I travel to Iowa, motherfuckers probably we out there too. Who knows? And so family parties were always fun.
I believe it. But okay, so is it the same parents or is it like multiple kids with different people and like how does that work? Because 13 is a lot.
Yeah, no, same parents.
5 is a lot.
Same parents, but again, they come from like rural Mexico, both of them. So,
So your mom was pregnant for 13 years, or
no, my grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah, so aunts and uncles.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But even still,
Yeah,
that's even crazier. There wasn't even like real doctors back then.
No, labors were at somebody's house
Literally,
with like
you could have died.
a person that she's another woman that did the whole thing before, and so she kind of
Right.
knows.
It's passed down, right?
Yeah.
Which might be better, but still, if something really bad happened, there's no safety precautions. You're not in the hospital, right? That's nuts.
Yeah.
13 and 14 people. Holy shit.
Very holistic and natural forms.
I believe it. We'll wrap it up here. I think that was great. If you want to like shout out your Instagram or any shows that you're doing or anything like that, just tell the people. Look at the camera right there.
IG Laura _ Miss Flex. Wait, no. Laura _ Miss _Flex FLEX. Upcoming shows. Stay tuned.
You heard it here first, folks. Thank you so much for doing this. This was awesome. It was great to meet you.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I would love to do it again. I would love to do one with you and Marcos. I would love to do one with you and some other friends or whatever. You know, I'd love to keep this sort of comedy scene thing going on my show. So thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having this platform.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that.
We are out. Oh, did the wrong one.
This is fun.